The deaths at IAF Air Show in Chennai also raised some serious questions around the administrative arrangements. However, 72 hours after the incident, experts say that what transpired on the ground may have had a lot to do with what happened in the skies. Mirror Now's Dharani Balasubramaniam tells you more in this report. We leave you with that. Take a look. What was meant to be the memory of a lifetime for over 1 million Indians turned into a lifelong trauma for many. And now, minutes after Indian Air Force Air Show over the iconic Marina Beach got over, chaos and pandemonium descended on Chennai streets, roads, and nearby suburban train stations. All got choked with sea of humanity. 5 people died, hundreds other fainted due to the dehydration. Politicians and citizens blamed government for poor arrangement. But the truth remains that the horror that unfolded on streets had its roots in the sky. The killer heat wreaked more havoc that day than anything else. Much as it's hard to process the idea of killer heat in a coastal city, that too in October, the fact remains that certain weather conditions in unison become a lethal cocktail. Wet bulb temperature is one of them. Wet bulb temperature at any given time is calculated with the temperature and relative humidity. Experts say if and when the wet bulb temperature exceeds 30 degrees, it is harmful to the human body as it makes it difficult for sweat to evaporate, resulting in the body's internal temperature increasing. It sometimes turns fatal.
There are some mismanagement and there are inadequacy in planning, but addressing only such things, by addressing the inadequacy in the water and health related infrastructure, will actually dilute the real issue. The real problem is much more bigger than this. See, the people have died because of the heat wave. When there is a high relative humidity and the temperature is more than 34, 35, then there is a strong chance of getting a wet bulb temperature threat. So human body cannot tolerate more than 30 degree of wet bulb temperature.
Rising temperatures and climate change are a global challenge before humanity. The intense heat wave in Lok Sabha elections in India earlier this year claimed over 30 lives, forcing the Election Commission to acknowledge that poll cycle needs to be shifted. Studies indicate that Chennai experienced close to 24 wet bulb temperature days till 1990s. 3 decades later, the number has risen to nearly 50, indicating the impact of rapid urbanization and climate change on heat patterns.
Failure on the governance part lies they have not anticipated the temperature number of group of peoples gathered among one place in a particular short span of space. Obviously the temperature also gets heated more.
In India, lessons are rarely learned from tragedies. But the truth remains that if lessons not learned from the Chennai catastrophe, the gravity and frequency of such episodes will only increase. With Dharani Balasubramaniam, a Mirror Now report.